Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another day of Overwatch League 2019. I am Achilles, joined as always by Wolf. And man, do we have an exciting matchup for you today. It's going to be Toronto Defiant going up against the Atlanta Reign. Toronto barely scraping by with that win in their first match versus Houston Outlaws. Can they do it again today?
That's the big question. It was a reverse sweep. You know, the start was a little bit rocky for the Defiant, coming off with a lot of mistakes, missed grabs in particular from Ivy. Just not, he's out, outputting a ton of damage, but his grabs are not really hitting the mark. But after the nerves settled down as we got further into the series, you could see the Defiant feeling more comfortable. You could see some of these really big moments there towards the end of the match where the coordination had leveled up. They're going up against the Atlanta Reign tonight, and Defiant, he's the big superstar that everyone is talking about right now. Love him or hate him, the thing is, I think most people are going towards the love side right now. He's played so many heroes, the Torbjorn twice, pulled it out in a Game 5 against the Fusion. Takes a lot of guts to do that, and he's really, in a lot of ways, one of these players that everyone wanted to transition into Overwatch, like XQC, for example, in the past, right? And he's actually transitioning very well. The fans are with him, and he's what keeps this team together. When you watch him on comms, they're so happy, and he's just the Joker, that keeps everyone in good spirits.
Well, they have that 1-1 record, going to be looking to move up 2-1 if they can take down Toronto. We talked about Defiant. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the squad as we introduce the team. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to the Atlanta Reign.
Atlanta, narrow defeat in their last match against the Fusion, but it was a Game 5 series. Absolutely brilliant plays, though, by Defiant on the Torbjorn. He's able to bring that out. I'm gonna go and talk to some young fans here as well. You love to see it. Kodak, the man himself there, walking out first. But the Atlanta Reign, they 4-0'd Florida Mayhem, and as we saw just yesterday, Florida Mayhem may be stronger than fans expected. So this is another of those teams coming in as the favorite tonight in terms of most analyst prediction. We had it as our match of the week, right? And it was a unanimous vote for the Atlanta Reign to take this series.
Yeah, Brendan, the only holdout there, voting in for Toronto to try to take that series. Let's see if his prediction will come true as we welcome them to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Defiant.
Defiant really coming into their own at the end of that last series. Roki with the Roki mask on stage. A group of guys that have, really, I feel like, stepped it up in terms of their coordination, what we saw at the end of that Outlaws series. But this is a tougher opponent tonight in the Atlanta Reign. It is not going to be easy to keep your nerves, really straight when you're up against the fan favorite team like Atlanta. Here are our starting six, with Aiden Roki once again bringing up the support line. We'll have Ivy on that Zarya. See if he can hit some better grabs tonight. Yeah, that's going to be probably one of our big focal points, is him, Stellar as well, in that DPS role, to see if these guys can deliver. But Ivy was certainly one of the more lackluster players for this squad at the beginning, but now that he's been on the big stage, they were able to get that reverse sweep victory. Maybe he's feeling a lot more comfortable. Maybe that can lead to some extended success here versus Atlanta. That's certainly what they're going to be seeking. There's the man on the opposite side of the stage, Fran. Do we get the Torbjorn again? That's a big question. We'll have to wait and see what our map set is going to be before I think we could really break that down. But there's definitely a good chance that we see it, especially against a squad that overall showed some big nerves in their match last week. They might not be able to deal with a surprise strategy like that very quickly and efficiently.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the map set presented by Toyota and see where we are headed here today. We'll be kicking things off on Busan, followed up by Numbani. Good map for that Torbjorn Wolf. Then Horizon Lunar Colony, and we'll round things out with Dorado for Escort.
It's exciting to see Dorado in the end, one of those maps where you can see a lot of hit scan, and it's going to test the depth of these two rosters. We've seen mostly 3-3 out of the Defiant thus far. We'll see if that is tested once we hit to that fourth and potentially final map.
That's very true. We've had a lot of Game 5s, you and I.
Yeah, we have.
Going the distance with Toronto just last week. Let's see if it happens again with Atlanta on the screen as we jump into the first round of Busan, kicking things off with Mecca Base.
One of the things I want to point out in terms of main tank damage, Pokeball on Reinhardt is the highest in terms of teamfight damage percentage coming from Reinhardt out of any player in the league. This map, though, not conducive to Reinhardt. Will be starting on the Wrecking Ball, it seems here. That's been very meta. We're seeing a lot of Widow duels here, and it looks to be a bit of a mirror with Stellar on the Widow, and Envy bringing the X Factor with the Sombra. So a D.Va-less composition here for the Defiant. Solo tank will be Yakpung on the Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, also gonna have the friend on that Tracer. We'll see if he can get any backline picks. At the moment, Widow just gonna be looking to scout out. Trap gonna be destroyed. Hasn't really spotted anybody yet. So needs to shift over to the side, try to get a better angle. So far, not finding a whole lot of anything. Aid taking a couple shots, not gonna be able to lock him down. Everyone just really playing away from the point. You can see Atlanta right trying to chase in. They actually do manage to find Yakpung.
Ivy is trying to flank as well at the same time. Envy too low here, will have to translocate away.
Pokpo finds a kill in onto Stellar. Already fantastic start here for Atlanta as they will lock down the point.
Yeah, they had full control of the point because of the angle they had with their Widow versus Stellar. See the kill there onto Envy as well. So Atlanta just having absolute control of this zone, meaning the Defiant couldn't actually approach. They were relying on Ivy coming for the flank. Didn't actually get that pick there in the end. We will see him looking for that once again here, but he doesn't have a pulse bomb, so this is really unrealistic to expect he can actually break through with Airster right there for the stun.
Yep, starting to push forward, but not going to be getting too much damage. Has to peel back with the rest of his squad as they see Pokpo going forward. He's going to get punished for that. Aid throwing down those Discord orbs does help them get that kill. Now right up into the front, gets sunned up. Oh, comes right around the corner of the Burrito. The last thing you want to see is a Tracer player gets taken down. Defiant do manage to find Kodak, but that's about as good as it's going to get here at the moment. So man advantage still going to be there for the side of the Atlanta Reign, but Roki tries to even things up a little bit as Defran goes down, but they still haven't made their way onto the point. They're not taking this up at all.
Airster's positioning is really good. It makes it difficult for Ivy to get in there and find any damage. He still hasn't built a single pulse bomb yet this game. Line of sight here, advantage for the moment, but it's going to be lost real soon. Already challenged here by Kodak.
That body shot there onto the Fran. He's got the Orb of Harmony, taking him back up, goes into the back line. He's looking for a pick. Not going to be able to find one yet. Body shot again there from Stellar. Just can't quite get his bead there onto the head. Cannot get that kill.
Ivy's still lurking around, but not able to get that pick.
Oh, there it is. Kodak dropping down. Infrasight still up for Stellar. Gets the shot. In control of the point. 55% was what was gained for Atlanta at the start. Now pushing past 20 here for Toronto. Ivy does manage to find one. Widow going to be taken down. Pokpo going to be hacked out, trying to retreat, but he's just not tanky enough. Can't get that adaptive shield anymore. Does get taken down, and for now, Toronto will control the point.
They certainly do. And Envy being closer to that EMP means he's going to be aggressively positioning himself to try to farm the last part of that charge. Meanwhile, we do see flanks coming through from Ivy once again, but because Airster's been so on top of his squad here, it's just so difficult to find any damage on those supports, especially when you don't have a pulse bomb to toss in.
Speaking of which, Defran getting closer and closer. Stellar just takes some shots. Goes back a little bit. The pressure from that Tracer. Nice shot going through. Can't quite get the enemy Widow. Pulse bomb's gonna be out. Hits the ground. Can't find the kills. Just force them back. Out of position here for the moment. Yakpung right up in the front. Does get sniped. Gets taken down the minefield. Not really netting them anything. Outside of just a little bit of control here onto the point. Stellar gonna be taken down. Safran opens things up. The cap comes back in as Atlanta flips the point. Envy burned down. That's gonna be the effective wipe coming through, and Atlanta Reign now back in control.
Airster is absolutely shutting down everything Defiant is trying to do right now. He's getting these important kills. He's hitting these stuns, and he's healing Kodak. You saw that armor pack come through in that last fight. That was the closest to death they'd ever been in terms of the harassment in the back line. And once again, he's right where he needs to be.
He's got the EMP though. He's pushing forward. Goes ahead, tosses that one in. Kodak and Airster instantly taken down. Now looking for the rest of the supports. As Hostile will get eliminated. And we managed to find Ivy. Double kill here from Lair, but he's going to be alone on the point and taken down in the end. So another fast flip getting ready to come through for Toronto. 93%. They need to get this before that OT starts coming in. Looks like they will get it just shy of that. 97% here for Atlanta.
Envy opened it all up with the EMP. They don't have a D.Va. It's very difficult to track and identify where a cloaked Sombra is in those moments. As long as he can hit the EMP, they have the follow-up damage. Even though Airster was technically where he should be, he just wasn't able to get the stun in time.
Oh, another great opening. That's going to be the sound barrier out of the fight. They will have his Transcendence from Aid ready to go. He's going to pop, but as the pressure comes in, pulse bomb out from Defran, not going to be able to find the pick. pushed up over to the top, has that shield ready to go, looking for a snipe, gets tagged up by Stellar, drops down, gets in behind the walls, can't quite get Roki. Sound Barrier's now going to be out, catches 3 members, but Stellar's going to be eliminated by Pokefo. In on the point, it's going to be overtime for the side of Toronto. The flip comes in, Atlanta Reign gained control of the point, and they barely managed to tag in to force that OT, but now it's cleanup here. Toronto dropping like flies, and that should be it, just about as Aid does get cleaned up. 99 to 99, Atlanta looking to take it to 100, they will be able to do so.
Mecca Base is one of those maps where you are going to see the Widow duels, and Atlanta once again showing versatility of composition, and the Defiant just do not respond well. Very tunnel visioned.
Fantastically done for them. They lead 1-0. We'll see how they finish this off when we come back from the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Atlanta Reign leading 1-0. We're able to take Mecca Base now. We'll be moving over onto Sanctuary, and we're straight back into the action. Let's see if they can close this out with a 2-0.
Very tricky, you know, for the Defiant to try to put Stellar on Widow. He's not known for that hero, but now we're back to 3-3, back to what they played against the Houston Outlaws, back to comfort, and it will force Atlanta to respond and bring in the same. They wanted to run the Tracer just in case Defiant put Stellar back on the weak Widow again. Had a very lackluster performance when compared to Inlair. And so, you know, they thought they could shut it down, get a free win. They will be met with 3-3 though, and the control goes to the Defiant as a result.
They're pushing their way up. Everyone trying to collapse in on a Pokemon. He's going to get pushed away from the rest of his squad, but still not finished off. Fire strike from him. Not going to be able to find anything. And Endelair take it dangerously low there on that Brig. Still no one going to be taken down. It's a very crucial moment there for the side of Atlanta Reign, but they push forward. Toronto managed to find a Fran, getting rid of that Zarya, going to be delaying those grabs quite some time. Ivy now going to be pushing forward as Envy picks up the double kill, finishing off Masa.
It's a positional disadvantage that the Reign had to attack from after misidentifying the composition of Defiant, had to swap off the Tracer, go to the later Zarya. Now they're down on ultimates as well. Roki was hovering around to knock the front line away from the rest of the squad as well on that Lucio. Made it happen. Very clean fight for the Defiant here. And when they go back to where they're comfortable, you can see a clear gap here, 3-3.
See if they can execute on the fight. Graviton Surge nearly online for Ivy. Just needs to get a couple more of these right clicks lobbed into the back line. Also almost taken down. Actually, 8 does manage to find him with the Coalescence. Just burning him right out of that back line. Doesn't matter how many people you got in front of you. Still going to be taking that damage, so the Lucio does fall. That is still going to be Toronto maintaining control, already pushing beyond 50%.
On this map, Coalescence is very strong because the team that has the point controlled, you're fighting through a choke point where that's going to get so much damage and healing done. You also have insane extra sustain that Kodak just can't offer on this Zenyatta.
Something's going to happen here for Atlanta to try to open things up. That's going to be the grab in from Ivy. Bomb to the back. Does not find anything for Urster. He makes it back in, but Popo going to be eliminated in the front line as Envy pops him with a self-destruct of his own. Player nowhere to go. Gets caught up right in the mess of things. Taken down. Now it's going to be the cleanup kills coming through for Toronto, who are just really very much online here in this second round.
There just wasn't a good angle there to really get value out of Pokepo's Shatter. Even though it was good, Defiant actually got hit by it because they weren't ready for that. They didn't expect that to happen.
He's trying to play sneaky. He's trying to play up around that corner, but they do manage to spot him out. It's going to be the fight breaking out. Sound Barrier trying to save their lives, and they are barely managing to stay alive through that charge, but does get taken down by the swing of the hammer. Duckman finds that. Back cap nearly coming through the flip of the point. Will push Toronto back over. This is where the fight could just finish. Poco swings his way to another kill here. The Stellar gets taken down. Shatter getting dropped in, manages to find Roki, but no one can capitalize on the kill. Yakpo gets Poco, now Roki and Abe going to be eliminated. There's no supports in the fight at the moment here for the Toronto Defiant. They're still going to be trying to hold on, but they cannot do so. The flip has come through. Atlanta Reign finally gained control in overtime, but can they entrench themselves? Can they maintain control?
It's, you know, typical Ivy. Unfortunately, another grab that's misutilized after the fight is lost. They thought they could flip it, but the one time Zenyatta's going to out-sustain heal a Moira is during Transcendence. Kodak's Transcendence comes in later, helps them heal, stay alive in the fight, get on top of the supports and kill them, and then Ivy's grab there was just misplaced. There was not going to be any sustainability to win that follow-up fight despite his high energy count.
Still so very far to go. If Atlanta want to close this out with a 2-0, bomb into the back, MD looking for a pickoff, not going to find him an 8. Man, just get a double kill with the Coalescence. And the bomb out from Ursa is not going to result in anything. It's just the supports finding all the kills right now. They literally get all of them as they wipe the team. 141%. Toronto Defiant will tie it up here on Busan.
Aid, not with a flashy history in his very brief time playing in Apex, but he's here on the stage here. He's playing an unconventional hero, utilizing that choke point, knowing they were going to have that controlled. And the Coalescence comes up big twice there, not to mention his extra healing that he can output over Kodak's Zenyatta, which is more of a damage-based hero. I'm going to take a look at this Coalescence again. Notice the choke here. Not only can he make Yakpung immortal, though there's just no way for the Rain to really get out of here around this corner. If they go to the left side there, they're going to get caught by Yakpung's hammer. If they go to the right, there's no escape. So very good utilization there of that ultimate, and using the map terrain to great effect.
Fantastically done to tie things up. Very convincing there on Sanctuary from Toronto. But can they carry it through? Can they start things off with a map 1 win here in this series? Atlanta Rain already, again, going to be pulling back, looking to shift some things up. Seems like Toronto just going to be doing the same exact thing. A lot of respect being shown from both sides, not messing around. Will be the swaps over onto the Reinhardt. 8 going to be going to the Zenyatta this time.
Yeah, you never want to risk the Winston here, I feel, when you're in map 3. If it goes poorly, everything can snowball away from you from there.
Point going to be unlocked, though. Atlanta able to get back first. Toronto, however, still going to be contesting. Yakpung going forward, getting nice swings in. Going to build up for that shatter, already going to be at 60%. Popo, he hasn't hit anybody. He's going to be sitting at 9% here. Yakpung can just keep playing up around this corner, get that ultimate online. 100 energy now for Ivy. Beaming his way up, trying to get that grab ready to go. Toronto do manage to snag the first cap. Popo going lower and lower, can't make it around the corner in time. Roki gets a double kill for himself, taking down the break as well. Now the charge forward. That's going to be a grab online for Ivy, who's looking much better, much more at home here today.
Yeah, Roki is absolutely killing it on this Lucio, forcing positional mistakes, knocking players into Yakpung's damage there, which is part of the reason why he's massively leading damage. Popo is still sitting at the 50%, as mentioned earlier. And the Defiant now defend the point with 6 ultimates and a choke control. How can Atlanta hope to break this?
Grab going to be coming down, locking up the members of Toronto Defiant, but Aid has that transcendence to keep them topped up. Counter grab comes through from Ivy. Bossa going to be the first one taken down. Bomb up into the front, double kill out for Envy as the Brand, and then there it's taken down. Clean up here as they look for the wipe. Won't be able to finish off everybody on the side of Atlanta, but Toronto Defiant very much in control.
The ultimates that Atlanta lead with are the Sound Barrier and the Shatter, but unfortunately those ultimates are not going to be useful here in this attack, very likely because they have to fan out into the concave that is the Toronto Defiant. They're going to take a different approach angle here, really appreciate this. This way they get Popo into an area where he could use a Shatter. If he approached from the other side, it would not have happened, but again, Roki looking for the setup.
Yep, gets the boop in. Sound Barrier still going to be online. Shatter going to be coming down, locks up a couple people into the back line. The Sound Barrier will be there to keep them alive. They find the first couple kills now, going to be spilling through. 2 more left to go to complete the wipe, but Toronto at 80% now. Atlanta, can they do anything to flip this back?
I mean, Roki is absolutely killing it. Not only does he set up the fight to make the Shatter there a little bit awkwardly angled for Pokebo, but he hits the barrier right afterwards to keep his teammates that were hit alive. Ivy looking for the flanking grab.
Yeah, comes in right in behind Lair. Didn't stand a chance. The Sound Barrier comes in to try to keep the rest of the squad alive, but now the main tank going to be taken down to Fran. Knocked out. They can't get there, and that is going to be the Toronto Defiant taking Busan.
The Rain may have the depth of hit scan. They may have this advantage in terms of different styles of play, but when we go to what is the meta, the 3-3, the tank, that is where Defiant has the advantage.
Map 1 over to Toronto. Let's see how Atlanta bounces back when we come back from the break.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Toronto Defiant leading 1-0 here after 2 very convincing rounds on the latter half of Busan. Fantastically done for them. Their first map 1 victory that they are able to get because in the last series they had a reverse sweep. So good start for them so far.
I think one of the issues they faced against the Atlanta Reign there was the Widowmaker duel there we saw between Inlayer there and Stellar.
Yep.
And Ivy on the Tracer, a bit of an odd pick because, you know, normally in the past he was purely projectile. Now he's obviously playing the Zarya. But back on his team, for some Korean history for a moment, 0-2, it was him, you know, Climax that would swap roles, and Climax was the scam player. So in this moment where they have to play Widow on Mecca base, you could feel he's kind of pushed out of his comfort zone, and it created a lot of issues. Ivy on the Tracer trying to harass the backline and finding no success because Airster, who was actually flexing over to Brigitte in this case, just shut him down every time.
Yeah, fantastically done by them. A little rough there on this at the beginning of Mecca base, but they really kind of got themselves together. Ivy especially stepping up. I mean, night and day transition from the last series to today. Fantastically done for him so far. Can he keep that ball rolling is the question we have to ask. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the substitutions here. Dogman going to be coming in for Kodak, but crucially you'll notice still no bowl cut.
Yes.
So it's got to get the bowl cut.
Yeah, you can take your glasses off, put them back on. It's still not going to add a bowl cut. We will have Dako subbing back in now as well. We saw a lot of flexing there with Airster on the Brigitte, and then now that we're playing more Diva compositions you would expect as we head into hybrid, it makes sense to put Dako back in.
Yep. So Dako and Pokpo still going to be leading the charge there on the front lines for Atlanta. We'll see if that's going to be enough for them to come up with some success, because right now it seems like, as far as the 3-3 is concerned, Toronto outclassing Atlanta just a bit. Numbani, however, not going to be the most friendly map for 3-3, at least for point A, so maybe this is going to be some differentiation in the comps.
Sure. I mean, Atlanta, if they want to play safe, they could defend with 3-3, but if they want to do something different, like put Defran back on Torbjorn on A, there are certainly ways you could run that. There's certainly compositions they could do that are going to break the mold a little bit and perhaps push Defiant out of their comfort zone, as that has really been overall the main issue with Defiant, is when they're playing heroes they're not comfortable with, and they're trying to force things to work, like running Envy and Ivy on both Tracer and Sombra against, you know, Airster's Brigitte, which ended up being, you know, practically suicidal, and Inlayer was winning the Widow duel. It was just a big mess. But when we go to the basics, the fundamentals, you know, that's where they shine. And we will see, from the outset of this at least, the 3-3 for the defense for the Atlanta Reign.
Yep. Not going to be going for anything too crazy, so 3-3 with a Winston. Make sure you can get up and down from that high-low ground. Flip over.
A tease of the Genji, but
showed it to us for just a second, but it's not going to happen. We'll just be that mirrored 3-3 coming through from Toronto on their initial attack. Let's see how they fare here. See that left side wrap around. But they will be pushing up for the high ground. Defran already spotting them. Lobbing in those right clicks. Bubble. Leading the charge there is Ivy, pushing himself out there, trying to get that energy built up. Yakpung going dangerously low. They have to cut their way back, but he's not able to make it out with his life, and that's just going to be a plethora of kills spilling forth here for the Atlanta Reign. Pokpo going low, still leaping forward. This man has no limits. He has no fear.
And we'll see the reset come through as Dako is demeched, but he's just going to be able to sit here. He doesn't need to jump off the side. With the setup they have, he should easily be able to remech with the time he has as well, 50%. But really nicely done by the Reign. They've got extra mobility here for Pokpo. So there's a lot of ways they could do massive choke point damage as Defiant approaches this point. Look at the damage already done here as they come through.
Yeah, I mean, Primal Rage going to be online, ready for him to pop, and at any given moment, he's going to go ahead, locks that one down. Pokpo going to be, or Yakpung rather, going to be taken out. Pokpo still going to be swinging away, looking for that kill on the Zenyatta, but the Zarya bubble comes through. Will help keep him alive for a little bit longer. The supports do get cleaned up. Dako into the back line. Manages to find those kills. They're looking for that break onto Envy's mech, but that is a bridge too far. Unable to find it, but they can go ahead and reset.
Yeah, and a lot of the resources for the Defiance attack were actually spent on Dako's pilot form Diva, and he was able to escape and remech. So they chased too far, took too much damage. And, I mean, Aid may have to Transcendence here. He actually has done more damage than Dogman, so he has that at least.
Push back out, still going to be the same approach here for Toronto Defiant. Keep trying this one, but the Graviton Surge does get dumped into Friend, locking him up. 2 kills picked up for Dogman. Get rid of some of those supports, and oh! We'll be having a pause coming out here in the thick of the action. So 2:17 remaining on the clock for this Toronto attack. We'll go ahead and We jump back into this game ASAP so we can see how things are going to unfold and whether or not they're going to be able to get this this cap coming through, or if it could be a full hold. Because right now, things don't look good with this similar approach that they keep trying on that high ground.
Well, Yakpung is just coming with his squad instead of flanking, which I think is one of the things they could have tried to do, was to try to get back on to Dogman and harass him to pull everyone away. It's very risky, of course, because if you die in that process, then the push is over, right? Your attack is over. But perhaps trying to have him approach down the main street instead of going through the stairwell there might be a way that they could break open the point. Because as it is right now, you know, he's kind of just going with the squad. He's getting caught there. Damage output for Aid's higher than Dogman, so he had the trance first, but instead of using it to come in and look for a pick, they tried to use the safer defensive trance against the Graviton Surge. And as a result, I think Atlanta is still kind of winning the ult trade there. So we may be on our way to a full hold here, potentially, if this continues.
Yeah, 2 more minutes left to go, so still plenty of time for Toronto to get those resets and come back in. We'll go ahead and take a look at a replay. Dogman picking up that 2K in the back line. Discord orbs instantly there on Naroki. Helps get those headshots rolling through the Graviton Surge.
Those kills give him a trance as well, which he's able to use right afterwards to counter Aid's preemptive trance. So, you know, I was talking about how he was losing in terms of the damage output leading up to that point, but he certainly redeemed himself in that moment.
Take a look at Stellar here, trying to remain calm. Cool and collected. Yakpung, been a very rough start to Numbani for him.
Yeah, certainly has. The angle is obviously the defender's advantage, so you have to find some other way.
Well, here we go, guys. Back into the game. A little bit of action here for the cleanup. Bomb going to be dumped in by Envy right onto the front. Manages to find the pop onto the Fran. Envy barely gets that remix. Sliver of HP remaining for that Baby Diva, but does make it back through. Aid up onto the high ground, going to be spamming away. Toronto Defiant, looks like they'll finally be able to touch the point and start ticking this one up. Moving up for that first tick. Primal Rage still active here for Yakpung, but he's using it to exit back to the rest of his squad as they join in onto the point.
That's not a terrible time bank by any means here either. We're going to see one more contest.
Yep, it's gonna be the rally coming through from Stellar, making sure they can still fight in onto the point. Primal Rage here from Pokepo, looking for those knockoffs. He's trying to find it, but he just can't quite get them off the edge. Doesn't result in any kills here at the moment. Goes up straight into the air, dropping back down, gets that leap damage in. Almost gonna be burned now. Yakpung gonna be eliminated. Atlanta Rain trying to turn things around. An exchange on the Winston. No main tanks left in. Ivy's got the grab. He throws it down. Finds a couple members. Bombs out from Envy. Looking for a pick. Manages to get the dog. Manages to get Dogman. Also got the friend just moments before with that pilot pistol. They will get the cap. 3:44 remaining on the clock now as Toronto start their push to the streets.
A lot of teams would have just given the point and not actually contested there, but the Atlanta Rain had the good shot calling and the confidence to actually commit there, knowing that they'd probably get an ult advantage. If you look at the support ultimates between Masa and Roki in particular, you can see that they actually, and with also Defran having his ult up, they not only bought time, but got an ult advantage, forced the Defiant to use more ultimates. So it was a massively advantageous contest. They don't get the hold, but that's not the point. The point is to actually get an ult advantage.
I mean, honestly, if Pokepo doesn't go down, they might have been able to pull that one off, but did lose him right after taking down Yakpung. Graviton Surge thrown in right to the left side of that cart, locks him down. Roki and Stellar gonna get dropped. Lister swings his way, makes the face there onto Ivy, picks up that double kill, and now Atlanta looking for that spawn camp.
And you could see that's the ult advantage I was talking about. Not only does the one grab win them the fight, shut down the push, but it means that they only have to use the one, and everyone builds their ults during that Graviton. So the Rain's still massively ahead in that regard.
Yep, 5 ults basically online here at the moment. Dogman finding the first pick as Stellar gets taken down, and that's just gonna have to be the next reset. Dogman looking good in that back line.
He is insanely accurate tonight. You know, you wouldn't believe it if I told you just before, but, you know, he's actually one of the lowest kills, highest deaths in Yadis in the league right now.
Well, he's trying to make up for that.
Yeah, it certainly looks better today.
And it does. Well, here's going to be the push forward. Akko dumping in the bomb. Shield comes up from Yakpung, denies that explosion away. Akko not going to get punished, though. Makes it back into the back. Very far forward here for the side of Atlanta Rain. Stellar does manage to find a friend. That could be the opening for them. Transcendence out from Aid as they start pushing forward. Pokeball going to be dead in the front line. Dogman trying to kite his way back, but he's got nowhere to go. Does not want to have to use that Transcendence. And now finally the cart can start rolling, but that was a massive time buy for the Atlanta Rain.
Yeah, but the Defiant now have the ult advantage that swung into their favor. And, you know, minus the Dogman Transcendence that he's still holding, the Defiant are looking to have a pretty easy push around this street phase to point B. Bit of a disconnect there for the Rain in that last fight. I can control this high ground and wait to drop down, commit that trance once the grab comes through. Popo early with the jump down.
Yeah. It's right in there. Defiant. Grab's going to be online. Throws that down. Locks him up. They really only have the sound barrier to rely on. Roki now going to be dropping the beat. They lose Stellar before the shields can come in. Bomb not going to be able to find anything. Envy going to make it back into the mech, but now Yakpung going to be punished. The cart just 3 meters away, but will get locked up. Atlanta regain control. There's only a minute and 5 seconds remaining on the clock.
Really nice grab coming out from Defiant as well. Getting value out of that. And then allowing Dogman to help clean up with the Transcendence. The Defiant, with no tools to break open the point anymore, they're going to have to hope for a single pick or Yakpung getting a shatter. But the problem is his opponents are going to have high ground, so they're not going to just walk down and give him a good shatter. Only Popo first, so he has the barrier there. Everyone who could be under threat is on the high ground right now.
Toronto Defiant, they really have to make this their push just to get in the beat, pump up that time bank a little bit more. Popo playing forward, Shatter going to be online. Shield comes up, just waiting for his moment. Oh, throws it down. Not sure how many people he caught, but that's going to be a big isolation there onto Yakpung, pooping him into the back line, and Popo will be able to scoop up the kill. Now Zarya Bubbles coming through as he pushes forward, looking for more, looking to get that next Shatter online and put Toronto in the grave. 2 kills coming through here right at the end. Toronto Defiant, 13 seconds remaining. Can they even touch the cart?
Not only did Popo bait out, you know, he was always trying to bait the shadow. Oh, hold that thought. Roki looking for the back cap.
He's in the back, but Dogman is here.
Yeah,
He's
that's a
playing
duel.
safety. Oh, and Dogman just assassinates him instantly. Takes him down, fantastically done. 3.12 meters away, as close as they could get. But Atlanta do hold him up right here. Fantastically done for them. Toronto, can they have a massive defense? Can they move up 2-0 now? We're going to find out when we come back from the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Atlanta Reign getting ready to go on their attack. Shift over for Toronto now on defense, and they need to have a very strong one if they want to take Numbani.
Yeah, the Defiant had on their attack a lot of issues with that stairwell, and this time they're going to have that defender's advantage that the Reign had just previously, right? And they're going to have to do better than the Reign realistically here if they want to win this map. It's still doable if you're a Defiant fan. Don't panic. Not yet. If they lose this first fight, though, or lose the first hero in particular, that's the moment where you need to start panicking, because that's going to be just too much time bank going to the streets phase with not even a B taken for the Defiant. We will see the Winston variation here, but Popo, however, looks for the Rhine. So using the composition that makes more sense to assault the staircase. If you guys remember, just previously, Yakpung played Winston, but he still stayed with the squad. It's a little bit more hunkered down around the Rhine. Dako to lead with D-Matrix.
Pushing forward, shield up. Push their way in onto the platform, but it's not going to be taken down. Ivy finds the first kill. A nice start to the defense. They need to just keep doing that over and over again. Get those pickoffs onto the support line.
Yeah, and then the tank war, Popo loses out big time, doesn't hit the fire strike he was looking for, so it ends up being a very weak push and an extremely good trade for the Defiant. Even Zarya trade here.
Okay, well, instant change up here.
Yeah,
no ground
right.
approach. Yakpung staying on that high ground, shifting over to the other side, trying to zap them from above. Now going to be dropping down straight in onto the back of the squad. This is the leap up onto the platform, but so far not getting collapsed on, should still be safe. Zarbel comes out, keeps him alive. Armor pack, put him right back into the fight. But Roki taken down as Defiant opens things up. That's going to be a fire strike straight in the Stellar's face. They find the kills, and this should be Atlanta taking the point with a fantastic time bank to boot.
Yeah, there's only a little bit of delay you can realistically hope for here as the Defiant. Roki getting caught there. Nice tracking by Defiant. We don't talk about tracking too much with Zarya, but able to make sure that he wasn't able to escape there on the high ground. Once he's dead, the mobility goes to 0 for the Defiant because they don't have speed boost anymore, and everything falls apart.
Look how far forward they're playing. Just fishing for any additional kills, any extra charge they can get for these ultimates. Grab's going to be online. Ivy has his to match.
And when you play this far forward too, you get a nice start out of the gates here.
Ooh. Backside wraparound, grabs on Surge, greets them, grabs out onto the carpet. They're going to be rolling away. There's no way for then they get close. Numbani nearly taken down, but the Transcendence out from 8 will keep him alive. Now the bomb's ready for Envy, and he would need it to be a massive one if they're gonna try to keep these guys spawn camped. To the back line, Dogman will get taken down. Bomb comes through. Not gonna be able to find anything. Cleanup's gonna be there as Poco gets taken down. Dorado Defiant finding some success here, but the friend answers back, manages to get rid of that enemy rise. Big disconnect for them. That's gonna be the sound barrier in. Push off the side to Fran. Goes off the side, will be taken down now. Urster gonna be eliminated. Dorado Defiant trying to scrape by with this hold. Envy pushing forward just to hold the cart a little bit longer. Finally gets the chance to remake, but he's already been eliminated. Roki's into the back. He's keeping the cart contested. Gets that proof away. They keep pushing forward. Dorado Defiant will not adhere. The Fran finally manages to get rid of Roki, but Ivy's still playing up.
So it's a pretty ideal situation for the Defiant as long as they can hold, but Dogman's going to commit the trance. They want this now.
Yeah, Grab's going to be coming in. Ivy getting the armor pack. Yakpung pushing forward, and they're going to turn things around. Dogman using that Transcendence crucially now. Does not have it. As Dorado Defiant start pushing back.
That was
no support ultimates online for Atlanta. Dorado Defiant, they have so much to work with right now.
That was a huge fire strike from Yakpung, but yeah, both support ultimates used there. That's not where you want to use them. That's not where you want to contest. You want to use those for getting completion on B, basically, to win this map.
Bomb into the back, Envy looking for a pick. And Masa has nowhere to go, just get taken down. To Fran again, comes up with a kill on the Yakpung. Now Ivy gonna be taken out. Front line here for Toronto, gonna be shattered as Envy gets popped out of the mech as well. The Fran is putting the team on his back. Carries them forward, and now, as they clean up this final kill on Aroki, will be able to get the cart rolling still. 3 minutes left in the time bank.
Very much a good recovery from the rain there. They wasted their support ultimates previously in the fight. We even had the opening kill there come up from Envy's self-destruct, but they stayed composed, turned the fight, had good target selection there. The Defiant hold ultimates as a result because they were wiped before they could really utilize them. But still, this is just too much time in the bank right now.
Gonna be one heck of a defense here for Toronto if they can start it. Grab's gonna be ready to go. Yeah, the Fran dropping down off the top. Good takeaway there from Envy. Now that's gonna be the go button for them. Pushing forward, sound barriers out. Bomb from Daco. Not gonna be able to find anything, but he makes it back into the back. Now dropping down. Looks to go ahead and isolate somebody from the side of Toronto, but they're staying together as a unit, not getting broken up. Shield dangerously low, now gonna be broken. Daco denying away Ivy's grab. Another takeaway here, but Ivy comes up with a kill here. Opening things as Urster gets taken out. Yakpung in the front, and falling as Popo gets the elimination. Shatter comes down, locks him up, and it looks like this could just be it. Clean up the kills. Dorado Defiant trying to hold on by a thread, but they're not going to be able to do so. It's just Envy all on his lonesome. No way to deny that damage out to the Fran. The grab going to be thrown in for good measure just to ensure the victory. And we will have a series on our hands as Atlanta take Numbani.
A nice bounce back from the Atlanta Rain, absolutely crushing the 3-3 on point A despite the loss there on Busan. They come back. Dogman hyping up the crowd here, well-deserved. One of his better Zenyatta games, absolutely.
Fantastically done, 1-1 the scoreline. The Game 5 dream still alive. Let's see if we can get there when we come back from the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
Welcome back, everybody. We got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen, as we're all tied up 1-1 in this matchup between the Atlanta Reign and the Toronto Defiant. A lot of people were calling this game not going to be too close, but it's been a close one so far. What are you guys' thoughts on the first half so far?
It's a bit scrappy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
scrappy.
let's go with scrappy.
Well, we like scrappy. That's what we like, right? Now, Zoe, I remember in the pre-show, you said a couple of things about the Toronto Defiant support. Aid, we saw him on that Mora at Busan. How's he performing overall, though, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I did criticize his sense that he didn't really stack up well with other senioritas in the league. However, the Mora, he actually got a lot of work done on it. He had some great moments when we were playing, or rather seeing him on Busan. He had fantastic coalescence stats actually at the end of that round, which was fairly surprising. I think he got 6 coalescent kills overall. He got a lot of healing done, and he was very slippery. The opponents couldn't really get him out. That was one of the great moments of him. Lots of damage, lots of healing he is putting out. And I do really think that Aid and Roki did step it up this time. Here is the stats card. So we do see that he only had 2 deaths.
Yeah. A big takeaway for me, I think, for Toronto themselves as well, is that they do play triple tank, triple support, honestly, pretty well. At least compared to the way that Atlanta was playing it in the first map. But then things changed around as we moved in a little bit later on as well. And I think a big part of this was, in particular, the Zarya play was stepped up to a degree by both of these teams. Because we had complaints early on as well in Toronto's first game. We weren't too impressed with Ivy as a player, actually, with some of his Zarya plays in general. His gravitons were a little bit iffy. Same with Defiant. He had some of the lowest stats in the league when it comes to his Zarya play. And we have seen him step up, actually, quite significantly from both of these players in that regard. And I think that was one of the big major turnarounds from Numbani, is Defiant actually playing relatively well, despite that his highlights might not show otherwise statistically. He was playing okay, and he did manage to bring it back against Ivy. And you know, we had question marks of Ivy. I know he was back at Mitch Leslie on Twitter. You know, Mitch pulled out a couple of his graviton surges. Ivy,
there was a little spice.
Ivy fighting back. Yeah, you know how it goes. But I mean, at the end of the day, I have been impressed by the way Atlanta have managed to turn this one around in their favor and end up winning out Numbani. It's very rare to see teams end up full holding people in the streets phase of Numbani. You never see that realistically.
Let's take a look at the stat card right here. Oh, man, it looks like Ivy's doing a good job staying alive in comparison to Defiant.
Yeah, exactly. And this is, again, a bit skewed because of the first map on Nepal was, on Busan, I should say, was so one-sided to the side of Toronto that the stats do still favor Ivy in that regard. But because he stepped it up so much, honestly, it is impressive that it is even in my eyes now. That tells to me that Defiant actually had a decent game in Numbani.
All right, well, guys, I'm a believer in giving everyone second chances, so do either of you want to switch your pick from earlier now?
No.
We're all knotted up here, but
No, I'm good. I'm good with mine.
You know how I usually switch my picks, you know?
Yeah,
Like
you do.
always, actually.
I'm sticking with my guns here, genuinely.
All
I
right.
think Toronto Defiant, I do see potential in this roster. I think that they've got good coaching support staff behind them. Genuinely think that they can take this as well, but it is incredibly close. I knew it was going to be close, you know? It was pretty even when I made my prediction.
All right, well, it's been an even match so far. We'll see who comes out ahead right after the break.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently all tied up 1-1 after our first 2 maps here in the series. It's looking very one-sided for Toronto at the beginning. Those last 2 rounds on Busan, very nicely done for them. But on Numbani, could not find success, could not make it into point B.
Yeah, it's very back and forth at the moment. And, you know, it looked like the strength was really in the 3-3 there, and the weakness was the 3-3 for Atlanta, but then that flipped on its head on Numbani. And I think it's just a lot of small things, like Dogman having clearly one of his better games here at Zenyatta on the range.
Yeah, fantastically done. Good substitution there for him getting put in, but we will have him stepping back. Kodak going to be coming in yet again as we get ready to move into Assault.
Probably something really specific, you know, like Dogman playing that Numbani A really well, finding those headshots in that choke point, and you know, as we go to a more open map heading into Assault, you know, you swap him out. We will see Inlayer coming back in here as well, but this time for Airster. So a bit of a change up here. They need to keep Dako in, they need the Diva as we head into Horizon.
Yeah, going to be shifting it around. So that does kind of allude to maybe some specific strats that we're going to get ready to see here on Assault. If we take a look, Horizon will be coming through. This has been a very diverse comp map for us so far. Obviously, you know, some of those Symmetra plays that we saw come through, as well as, you know, the occasional Bastion with the Orisa.
Yeah, I feel like there's certainly the theory here may be that with Inlayer coming back up, we're going to see some more Widow here.
Could be.
And it could be Torbjorn Widow, which is something that you could certainly run with Orisa. You have the crossfire between the Torbjorn turret and the Widow on the other side. So that's certainly something that we could look to see for the Atlanta Reign on defense.
Well,
will actually be the Torbjorn instead, or excuse me, the Bastion instead, however.
Still a turret, but he's playing as a turret instead of setting one up. That's going to be the barrier coming down to Fran.
The idea here is the same. You have the Bastion on one side and the Widow just behind him. The Widow has mobility, can flip to the other side and get headshots from behind. Very difficult to approach this with what the Defiant are currently running. They will swap it up. Reinhardt Zarya is going to be the go-to here. You're going to have to somehow get in and crush the Bastion while taking headshots from the Widow. And the worst case scenario, too, is when you finally kill him and you trade, he gets res. That's what the Mercy's here to do. Not only that, but boost damage, excuse me.
Yep, looking for the shots already. Very far forward at the moment is Dako.
See the crossfire.
That low ground.
See the crossfire here. 2 different angles. They have to protect that. Reinhardt shield isn't going to last very long. They're going to have to take the outside path. Dako can track them very easily. This is just tons of time thrown away here for the Defiant. And even when they enter, already the repositioning of the Atlanta is going to make it difficult for them to get through.
Yeah, shots starting to come through, but they make their way down the staircase in onto the point. Now this is where things can get a little bit messy for Atlanta. They need to get the friend set up here onto the high ground. Barrier not really in the best position for him. 1 tick already going to be gained for Toronto. Finally makes it into that third form. Picks right back up. They do force him off for a little bit as they go for that high ground approach, trying to disrupt this Bastion. Pushing forward, Zarya Bubble going to be used. The pin's going to be there. Yakbum takes him down. Now back over onto the point. The res will come through, however. Start ticking up. Second going to be grabbed. The Fran back into the mix, but can he get set up again? Right here into the front, Coalescence burning away at him. He's still sticking through with the turn form. Mokpo going to get taken down as he drops in. Now Dako going to be eliminated. Configuration tank is ready, but he needs to destroy this lineup for Toronto. Only managed to find 1 as 8 does get eliminated. Seems like it might not be enough pushing forward. They're still keeping this one contested. Masa there with the Valkyrie trying to buy some more time. Defran will be eliminated. Ivy pounded him down. The Battle Mercy goes in, but Ivy will go ahead and pick up a triple on the back end, eliminating those supports. Now 6+ minutes here in the time bank for Toronto. It looked fantastic.
Such patient play from the Defiant, wrapping around there, getting that pick onto Defran. Still sticking with this Bastion, in fact, here. Very unusual to see this on B. They're going to bring in the Mei here as well. And Lair subbed in potentially for this reason here. Not only the Widow now, but the Mei. Going to make it very difficult for Toronto to get a positional advantage here because of this wall. Now they're trapped.
Yep, forces them back out here. But Kraft going to be online. Pushes their way in. Envy just going to take it out of the mech. That could slow them up for sure.
When you do a lot of damage but don't get kills, you're also feeding support ults over to the supports on the Defiant too. We're about to have 2 of those. That could be how they break through on this high ground.
Yeah, all the way into the back. Wall's going to be coming out. Boops him off the top. Fantastically done by Dako. Disrupts him completely. The grab does come out. Masa will be taken down. Envy find that kill. Goes in for the remake. Will be able to make it back in. Bombs out. Manages to find Roki. Toronto Defiant still trying to play forward, but they haven't gotten in onto the point yet. Lair goes into the ice block, trying to stay alive. Popo getting chipped lower and lower. The Blizzard's going to be coming through. Freezing him up. Yakpung locked up here onto the point. Finds him time and time again. Defran gets the double with the configuration take. Res back into the fight, and Toronto Defiant are not going to find anything on the first attack.
There's an insane amount of sustainability in what Reign is running. They have the res for these tough-to-kill targets, including the Orisa, by the way, which is very tough to take down. Then it just comes right back up. I'm going to take a look at Defran's damage output here as well from this high ground. Envy comes in, uses Matrix, self-destructs. He's going to tank his way off, and he's got a huge angle to just blow them away. No way out with the Mei wall there as well. Super intelligent strategy for the Reign. This is what we expected to see on this map.
Rinse and repeat.
And now Toronto Defiant has to somehow build ultimates again here while they're taking pot shots. Fish in the barrel, quite literally here.
Yep, disconnect there from Envy. As he uses the boosters to get back over the wall. Again, going to be thrown up. Yakpung completely isolated. Fantastically done. And Roki is still going to be committing the sound barrier to the fight. Ivy's just going to get burned down. Roki finally goes forward and manages to get rid of the Bastion, but the res could just come through from Masa, and it will. Now Aid's going to be taken down. This strategy from Atlanta Reign, Toronto Defiant just not ready for it.
And when we saw the Toronto Defiant have nerves last week, this is the kind of strategy you want to do against a team that is going to fall apart and crumble. Isolating Yakpung, ruining one of his shatters, quite literally sending his shatter to the low ground. That first push, second push, isolates him, kills him again. Roki having trouble there, trying to save him, but getting stuck on the wall there. Sound barrier is just a moment too late. And the Defiant still don't have those crucial ultimates they're going to need here when tank configuration's already up. When these players get isolated once again by another Mei wall, Defran is going to pop off. We're going to see it again. Here we go.
And luckily, they have this tiny little corner to hide in. Envy still taking so much damage, nearly gets popped out of that mech, which would have just been an end to the
They
push.
need to hit this before the Mei wall's back up again, and they're waiting too long. It's too late. It's going to happen again. We're going to watch history repeat itself.
And this time, there's going to be the Blizzard getting ready to come through as well.
Yeah, this is not a good look for the Toronto Defiant. They're going to come on the high ground. They need to make sure they don't get isolated by that wall again.
What's the definition of Insanity Wolf? I don't quite remember. The Mei wall's going to be coming up. They don't isolate anybody.
Nicely
That's
done.
Crucial.
They stay back this time.
Supercharger's out. Configuration tank is ready, so if they can wait this out, then really all they have to try to break through is primarily going to be that Blizzard.
Okay, this is the chance. This is the moment. It has to be now.
That's going to be the wall coming back up. Kodak going to be taken down. Now Defran going to be eliminated. Fantastic turnaround for the Toronto Defiant. The Blizzard will come down. The bomb out from Dako manages to find Ivy. They need a lot more than that if they want to stop this push. They still haven't ticked up anything. Shatter's going to come down. Lair going to be eliminated. Rez is there for Defran. He's back into the fight, getting set up in the turret form on that top left side. Fire Strike will find him. They eliminate him, but he gets Envy out of the mech in time. Transcendence out onto the point. Aid keeping everybody else topped up. Envy trying to get back into that mech. A couple more percent ready to go, and now we can go ahead and safely rejoin in with the team fight. Rasa gonna be spamming away from above. Valkyrie expiring. He needs somebody to dash to, and he's got no one. Taken down. Toronto Defiant finally in onto the point, starting to get those ticks. The first one coming through, the second one on the way. Popo goes in. Pile driver down, but the shield is just not enough. They spread, so he can't get that massive HP bar, and they will take it. I believe 1 minute and 52 seconds remaining on the clock. Toronto Defiant finally bust through.
A really cool strategy from the Atlanta Reign. It bought them a ton of time, but in the end, they did play around the Mei wall and get through.
Fantastically done. Let's see how they fare on the attack when we come back from the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are halfway through Horizon, or well, maybe halfway through Horizon. We know how Assault works.
You never know.
Go on for
You
a
never
while,
know.
as long as there's time in the bank. Not much time left in the bank, though, for Toronto Defiant. They were very much held up by that composition coming through. The Torbjorn with the Mei, the Orisa on that point B defense. Really well executed by Atlanta.
They did finally bait out the wall and to make sure that they were not caught or split by the wall. When they were grouped together as 6 after the wall went down, they had a speed boost available and a grav available. Defran was the target, and yes, reses can come through, but when your entire team is on top of the res target, I mean, Defran is going to be resurrected to die again in moments like that. do have to give Atlanta proper credit for continuing to buy a lot of time. Actually, after the strat was over, Defiant got back onto the high ground, and I did also appreciate the solo shatter there onto in layer as well to make sure he couldn't get into his ice block, because if he gets into ice block, then suddenly Atlanta has a chance to stabilize. Really cool stuff there on both sides.
Yeah, Toronto just finally finding, you know, some ground to stand on there. As you said, the bait out on the main wall was the absolutely crucial and pivotal point in that fight. Allowed them to actually get in. So they finished with time in the bank. 152 if my memory serves. So still a very comfortable time bank for them if we get to those OT rounds, but they're going to be looking for a very strong defense. I don't know if they're going to engineer something like this themselves, but maybe they could. You know, it was very creative from Atlanta. I would love to see it again on the opposite side with Toronto.
Okay, well, I think we're going to go ahead and swap the sides here and head back into the game. The big thing that I have questions about here, though, for the Reign is last time when they struggled with 3-3 was with this, with in layer on the roster, and obviously they had Airster, so there was kind of like a bit of a, I want to say 50-50 there on Busan, but this time they have in layer and they do not have Airster. So running 3-3 is going to be very challenging. It's great on the defense when you have opportunities to run different strats, but in terms of attack, you kind of have to go like a little bit full China, I feel like, if you're running these players for the Reign, because you don't really have a solid 3-3 lineup. And that's a problem. So, you know, they could try to run this Tracer, for example, that they're highlighting right now. But the Defiant has already shown that they could deal with this type of composition. They struggled in Widow versus Widow, but I worry for the Reign in terms of time bank here.
Well, looking like they're going to go with the triple tank Kodak over onto the Hammond. But, okay. They scout out. They said, no, none of that. Let's swap it up.
What does this look like is the question here. So in layer, okay, on the Brigida rather than Airster is what we saw in the previous setup when we were running in layer here, right? And he was flexed over as well. So, you know, a little bit of off-rolling here for the Atlanta Reign, and that could cost them. Roki is looking for the flank here to knock them into harm's way, but they're not going to take that approach, so he just returns.
Yep, wrap around that lower left side. Yakpung alone. Has to push back up. They nearly get the pick up there on the Kodak. Gonna shut down that push right up front. Unable to find it so far. Armor pack out from in layer will keep him in the mix. Building up, getting that Transcendence online very rapidly, nearly at 75%. Yakpung almost going down. Leaps over to the side. Tank line here from Toronto. Very battered at the moment. So first tick going to be gained for free for Atlanta Reign as they make their way in onto the point. Toronto Defiant, they have to get in there. Bubbles out. Yakpung goes into the back line. Looking for a pickup, but Kodak just takes him down. Now Transcendence going to be online. This could just be a first attack push here for Atlanta Reign to get the cap, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen as Toronto just gets swept under the rug.
They totally shut down Yakpung. There was the focus there. And Larry, you know, we were saying we might have questions about how does the Brigida perform in this case. Absolutely no questions about it thus far here on their first attack. He gets the stun. Kodak's there set up to focus him down with the rest of the team. The Discord Orb is there. Once the main tank is gone, the fight is over. Atlanta Reign could get a double cap here in an insane time bank with the ultimates they have.
Well, they're going to be looking for it. Bomb's going to be out. Dako trying to find that pick. Unable to find it. Shatter in. Onto the big back. Does find a lot of members, but 8 is there with the Transcendence to keep everybody topped up. Playing forward onto that corner. Trying not to surrender anything else. Grab going to be eaten to Fran. Has that one taken away by Envy again. Answering grab coming through. The Transcendence is there from Kodak holding it for this moment. Now sound barrier dropped in. Matching Roki on the opposite side, but in layer still going to be taken down as Stellar finds the first kill. Yakpung getting closer and closer to that shatter. 84% as Poke gets dropped. Seems like he'll be able to build it here in the fight, but should not need it as they go ahead and clean up Atlanta. So they do push them back, but tick going to be gained, so not the worst first attack here on point B.
You know, last time we saw the focus on Yakpung, there was really good coordination there. This time in a more fair fight, Ivy gets high energy. That's one of the things he's been able to do very consistently. You know, the grabs have been hit or miss, but in terms of bubble management, maintaining high energy and doing damage in fights, not getting caught, he's got low deaths as a result, and he wins them this fight. He's ready for another grab in 30%. The Reign are going to have to approach this with no support ultimate, so this is a scary time. This is very likely not going to be the push. This is an eco push, as we call it, to build ultimates.
Let's see, 5-13 on the clock. 1 tick gain, still very healthy for Atlanta. Push their way forward, Poke leading the charge. Shatter's going to be good, but again, the Transcendence is going to be out from A to keep everybody alive. Grab comes in, and Envy shuts it down again! Can't get anything, it would seem. Envy denying time and time again. 3, I believe, here on the day. Taking those grabs away. Defran going to have to kite his way back, trying to stay alive. Gets stunned up right at the end, and Roki will be able to scoop up the kill with a right click.
It would have been huge if A did not use the Transcendence there as well, because they'd be holding that for yet another grab. We'll see if he can maintain the damage output required to get another one before Defran gets his. And I think what you really want as the Rain here is to be careful with your support ultimates. If you use these early, then to approach the point, you're really going to have problems. Your time bank is going to go down significantly if you fail. Very risky to do that.
Oh, Rally will be out from both sides. Bomb thrown into the back. Dako looking for the pick, but the shield is there from Yakpung. Is everybody alive? Grab out from Ivy, locks him in. Still not finding the kills. Bomb straight in on top of him, and Envy will get a double. Pokpo and Defran both say goodnight. You're taken out, and that is just going to be another nice defensive hold here for Toronto.
And that was my fear, right? In this moment where Defran does not have a grab, they commit the rally to approach the point. Then we see Dako somewhat carelessly toss out the self-destruct. Defiant was easily able to shut that down. Stellar also with a really nice shield bash there to make sure that it was safe, that we did not see a charge from Pokpo to open that up. And now they don't really have any tools, so we're talking about a lot of time that's about to disappear, barring an outside pick here from Kodak or Pokpo.
See if they can engineer a push here, or if it's just going to be some ecos coming through.
Look at Ivy on the high ground. He's just doing so much damage with his right clicks alone.
Just trying to lob those right into the back line. He'll be dropping down, needs to build up that energy. Lures his way up to 70, pushing forward, looking for the kill there on a Pokpo. Not able to find it, the sound barrier will come through to help keep them alive. Shatter's gonna be out, Ivy locked up, but no one able to push him far enough forward to capitalize on that for a kill. Groundhog Surge gonna be locking them in, looking for the kills. Still managing to stay alive, however, no one gonna be dropped outside of Dako's back, but as I say, that Pokpo will be taken down. Stellar up into the front, dangerously low. It's playing with fire, but it seems like he will be able to stay alive. Shield up, bounces back, keeps himself in the fight. Kodak does finally manage to take him down, but will get punished for that.
And then Lair uses the rally there. You know, you could use rally before a fight, which is normally how it's used to approach, but you can also kind of use it as a pseudo sound barrier to try to give you some extra armor and sustain through the fight. That was the idea. That's why he used the rally there. But because they failed to get another tick here, the fight is a wash. Toronto massively gets more ults while they stick around, and now he doesn't have the rally. The armor is going to fade here, so you know, small mistakes here for the Atlanta Rain are paying off in big dividends for the Defiant when they punish.
Their way forward, decent tags there onto Ivy, hiding behind the pillar. Kodak chunking him out as much as possible. Managed to build up that Transcendence in the last fight. Still has that one ready to go. Popo looking for that shatter. The grab will go ahead and lock up into the wall. Envy throws in the bomb. Opposite side of the pillar from where you kind of want it, but doesn't really matter because Dako's not going to come up with anything with his bomb either. Now Toronto Defiant pushing forward, looking for those build-up ults here for Ivy especially. He'll manage to find Pokpo nearly to 50% for the next one.
And if we go back to those support ultimates being used earlier, now look at the advantage that Defiant holds. They have a trance and they have 86% of a sound barrier. The one moment where Defran could commit his ultimate, they're already down on time bank. The one chance they're really going to have in the next 2 minutes to win a fight, you know, with that ultimate, Defiant already has the answers. And during those ultimates, Ivy's going to build his. He's going to have the second grab. This does not look like a winnable place for the Atlanta Rain. They've got one shot at this.
Toronto Defiant looking good at the moment. Already have that time advantage, even if they cannot stop Atlanta Rain from capping this B. Shatter comes down. It's looking pretty good, but Aid again dodges out on it. Has the Transcendence out. The sound barrier is going to be coming through. Both sides going to be matching. The Groundhog surges out from Defran, but still no kills to be found for Atlanta to break their way in onto the point. The single tick, all that they have at the moment. Envy getting burned down. Will be knocked out of the back. The Groundhog surge comes in, but it only finds Defran, and Kodak is there with the Transcendence to keep him alive. Now Yakpung taken down. Defran finds the kill. Rallies out from Stellars. He desperately tries to keep everybody else alive and be going lower and lower. The cap nearly just coming through. 50 seconds remaining. Shatters out. Ivy gonna be locked up rather. Ko has the shield raised. They have to keep this one contested, but now Stellar, Roki, Aid, all the support's gonna be eliminated, and the tanks do not stand a chance. Swap over from Yakpung, instantly locked up in the grab with the friend built up, and they will be able to get the cap.
Very close call there. Absolutely nuts. They do make it happen. They knock away Ivy there. He misses his grab because he's displaced by the whip coming out from in layer. Very impressive stuff.
Sliver of time remaining in the bank there. Let's see what these guys can do in OT when we come back from the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. OT on Horizon Lunar Colony. Go ahead, take a look at some replays here. The shatter, absolutely huge from Pokpo.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Time and time again from Aid.
But look at Ivy's ult percentage here as well. He's actually building it up here in this fight. And in a moment, he actually gets knocked away. We're actually not going to get to see it, but there was a moment where Ivy was displaced, so his grab missed. That was the secondary grab I was talking about, where the support ult was kept them through. Then he was knocked away and couldn't fight, so huge plays. We're going to see an aggressive position here for the Defiant. Very risky, no scout yet. Actually, I spoke too soon. Defran is looking.
He's trying to find him.
Would be huge if he gets picked. He sees
Absolutely
them.
massive. Yeah, does manage to spot them out, so knows how aggressively positioned they are.
6v5 fight, though, for the Defiant, so they need to get away.
Yeah, they'll just be jumping back with that translocator, gets the ground, gets the Zarya ready to go. Basically kind of a grab bot.
And even though they didn't get any kills, they forced the Atlanta Reign to step back, so they burned through a lot of that bank. The very small time bank the Reign have.
Yep, 30 seconds. Still haven't really made their way over towards the point. Yakpung playing right around the corner. It's burst back up by that armor pack as he tries to fish for any charge here. Fire strikes haven't been the greatest for him yet. Gets taken down low. Will get top back up. Envy losing out on the mecha. Sun comes through. Now Yakpung, sliver of HP remaining. Atlanta Reign starting to push forward. That's going to be their opening. Lair nearly gets picked off. And manages to peel back.
Solo.
Defran hit with the Yakpung. Envy just going to be spamming away with the pilot pistol. Stellar going to be taken down right before he can get that rally online. Envy makes it back in. The grab comes in from Ivy. Locks him up onto the wall, but they don't have anything to combine with it. Transcendence out from Aid, trying to stay alive.
Roki's got a barrier.
In onto the point. Roki does have the sound barrier, but he needs some recipients for it. He needs to give that to his teammates, but they're still running back to the spawn. Barrier out from Masa now.
Envy, no rematch.
Still no ticks coming through, but with the kills spilling forth for Atlanta Reign, they will be able to get this cap on A.
Make no mistake, this is not over yet. They have all the ults to push to B. With 1 minute on the clock, they could go all the way. We're going to get this extra burst of time. They're going to have one shot at this. Aid with no Transcends versus Defran's Graviton Surge. This absolutely looks even, I would say, likely that we're going to see a double cap here. The Reign taking a little bit and turning it into a lot. This is their shot. They cannot mess this up. Such a huge opportunity.
That extra 30 seconds. Can it take them the distance?
There's the grab.
Go, throws it down. Envy not going to be able to deny that one away this time. Sound barrier's out. The bomb from Dako not going to be able to find anything. Shatter comes through. Doesn't lock anybody up. Yakpung now going to be taken down. They need more, though. Kodak finds one. Dako dropping down, joins in with our squad. Stellar going to be eliminated as the Fran finds it. They're in onto the point. The first hit coming through. They have the tag in, but Aid, he's approaching, but he doesn't have that Transcendence online. 2.5 ticks now coming through. Kodak gets the pick off. Roki goes forward. They stun him up the grab in from behind, but they don't get onto the point in time.
What a crushing loss here for the Defiant. The map is not over. Well, you do not expect your opponent with 1 minute on the time bank to get the double. It was the way they won that fight, with such a crushing victory there, with more ultimates online that leads to the double cap. In that moment, as Atlanta, you know, we've got one shot at this, and we absolutely can make it work. They had more ults in their war chest, and for Toronto in that moment, there's just nothing you can do. The grab comes in late there for Ivy. They don't tag onto the point, but make no mistake, the second A was taken, they knew they were getting B. They knew they had this advantage, and they did not mess up the attack.
And this has got to be the bounce back moment for the Defiant.
Such
Get
a
rolled over like that with just a minute. We'll go ahead and take a look at Pokpo's perspective here.
Yeah, he sets up this shatter here in just a moment.
Pinned out of that shatter.
Yep.
Stunned out of it. And then comes back and just hits him from behind. Solo onto Yakpung to guarantee that kill. Takes him down. Fantastically done. Pokpo has been an excellent main tank since his debut in Korea.
As mentioned, you know, earlier, he's leading in terms of team fight percentage as Reinhardt, in terms of damage done and stats. Check that one out with Monte Cristo earlier today.
He's at like 46%.
I think it's like something like 43, but yeah, very close. Anyways,
massive amount of damage.
Now Defiant, you know, they're going to have to get a double cap basically too, because 2 minutes and 12 is a larger time bank than 1, but you need to get that crushing victory on A to get the double cap, and it just doesn't feel like if they miss this first fight, it's going to happen.
We'll have to see how things are going to transpire here as they start pushing their way up again. Aggressive, just meeting them here on the low ground is the Atlanta Reign. Trying to find those pickoffs, boop over to the side, trying to get that isolation there on a Pokpo, but they cannot get the kill. And they're just going to be spamming away so many members of Atlanta Reign. Dangerously low here at the moment. That's going to be the chase for Toronto Defiant. They look for those kills. The Fran going to be the first one taken down as Roki finds that kill. Gets him out. Dako losing all the mech as well. This is looking good for Toronto Defiance. They make their way over onto the point. 8 tagged up. Yakpung going low, but he manages to get the ult onto Pokpo. He will get punished for that, but it's still going to be a very one-sided fight for Defiant.
This is so different than what we saw just previously, though, because if you look at Kodak, he lived longer in this fight. He's got 90% of a trance, and just a few clicks right or left, he will have that available for when Ivy has the grab. This is not the same kind of ult advantage that we saw just previously with the Rain. Dorado Defiant has a slight advantage, but this is not going to be that same type of attack where they walk through with every advantage you could think of. It's a lot more close. It's going to have to be a clutch fight here for Defiant.
Minute and a half remaining. Dorado Defiant. Let's see what they can do. Need to get this cap of time in that bank. Avoid the draw. Try to get the victory. Pushing forward. 90% here for Ivy. Grab nearly online. Rally going to be leading the charge. Stellar pushing forward. Shatter's going to be out. Yakpung knocked to the ground, but the Transcendence is there from A to keep him alive. Grab Surge still going to be held. Kodak, Transcendence coming through, keeping his team topped up.
Too early, though.
Late, yeah, Ivy goes ahead, throws that in as they look for the kills. The pin's there, but the sound barrier comes through from Masa to keep his team alive. Now Roki gonna be matching on the opposite side. No more ultimates available. It's just gonna be one scrappy fight. Grab actually comes in. Kodak gets a double pump, gets a pin on the Stellar, and they might have just shut them down. Still 50 seconds remaining. Dorado Defiant, though, they have to get back over this point ASAP.
Now, this is going to be so difficult to make work. The stagger here is absolutely insane aid. Such a late respawn here. Great play by Masa. He saved the day. Kodak pressing the trans button right before the grab, but he had the follow-up sound barrier. The support line here for the Rain. Keep them solid. 30 seconds to go, and this is not, a tool that they don't have any tools here. Defiant does not have a set of tools to break open this point outside of a stray, straggling pick. Fran needs to step back, took a lot of damage here. He does not have a grab. He wants to get that energy up.
Ivy in a similar boat. Pretty neck and neck as far as the charge is concerned. We'll see who can get one here in the fight. As we go down to 5 seconds remaining. Bomb's going to be out. Doggo's going to open things up. Not going to be able to find a pick. Got it from Popo as well. Not going to be leading to any kills. Transcendence used by Aid. Now a rally going to be out. Grab going to be online for Defran. This could be the moment to shut them down. Grab comes in. Transcendence going to be expired. Just looking for that rally armor to try to keep everybody alive. And in the fight so far, it's going to be working out. Now an answering grab comes through. Locking up the members of Atlanta Rain. Glare going to be taken down. Yakpung drops a hammer. Finds a lot of members to get stunned, but they need the kills to follow up. It seems like finally they will be getting them, but they have to stay in onto the point. Atlanta Rain will have a chance to delay this. The first hit coming through. Dorado Defiant. Can they hold this all the way? Swap over onto the Tracer for Inlayer. Waiting, biding his time. Pushes through, locked up instantly. And that's going to be the cap. They managed to find it. 4-4 here on Horizon.
Very, very close call, though, and absolutely clutch plays by Ivy. Really managing that energy well, doing the damage required there when they didn't have ults. These 2 points were taken completely differently. For the Rain, it was the ult advantage they had to steamroll the double cap. But for the Defiant, it was a hard-fought battle where they had to use their mechanics alone to win it out. And it was Ivy all the way there, despite great performances from the supports on the side of the Atlanta Rain. You and I were talking about how this was going to be a great series, and I mean, it has absolutely delivered thus far. Back and forth on the first 2 maps. Now we're 4-4, tied in overtime as we head into our assault map. This very well could be a draw that sets us up for that final map to be Escort.
How far down the rabbit hole can we tumble with this? 4-4, a minute remaining. These guys have already proven that the low time banks don't really matter.
Sure.
They've been able to get those caps coming through.
Will be Rain attacking first, so setting the precedent here again, despite the equal overtime there. And that means that if they get something, if they are able to do it again, do something crazy, they have this advantage that afterwards they can trip them up with defense, they can run the Bastion again. There's so many opportunities. So yeah, I think you kind of have to favor the Rain here if we're going to a 1 map rather than the draw. Will be 3-3 to attack, though. Can they make the double happen again?
Gonna be looking for it. Same amount of time. They looked good doing it last time out. Let's see if they can replicate that success. Dorado Defiant pulling up here onto the high ground to start. This fire strike from Poco rather. Will set him up nice. Get just a little bit ahead for that Earth Shatter. Wrap around, still playing up top. Seems like Toronto maybe gonna be matching them. The fire strike through from Yakpung gets a lot of mileage from that ult.
Yeah, big one. Oh, nice knockoff, though. High ground to the Rain.
Disrupts him, but can they get the kills? Yakpung right now going to be isolated. Another boom. Gets stuck on the corner, and he will get taken down. Dako moves forward with the Rockets. Manages to find the kill. And this could be cleanup, and if they go down right now, this is just going to be Atlanta being able to get the point.
Looks that way.
Kodak finds Aid. Ivy going to be taken down, and he popped out. They're going to do it again with 5 seconds remaining. Get that extra little 30-second bump. No necessary, and again, looking fantastic. Atlanta Reign, can they get the snowball?
It's similar, though, to what we saw when Atlanta, had their defense after Defiant's attack. Once again, Aid has 80%. There's a tiny window here. It is razor thin. But Defiant can hit this before the trance is ready, but he has to be aggro. He knows it. They can track these ultimates. These are pro players we're talking about here.
Yep. Fire Strike gonna be denied away. Would have given pull. That Earth Shatter.
He misses the window.
Yeah, swings coming through, going lower and lower. Shatter comes down, catches him from the side, but Aid has the transcendence, but it doesn't really matter. Roki and Seller both gonna be eliminated, even through that Zan ultimate. Graviton Surge coming down, looking for the bomb. Dako gets rid of Envy. Yakpuk taken out. Atlanta Reign in onto point B again in double OT. Looking for those 6 points here on Horizon, and it seems like they're gonna be getting it. Roki getting booped back, tries to tag in, but gets taken down. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll just keep on rolling through it.
Insane pick by Kodak. That is what gets them B. Otherwise, they did not hit the window I was talking about where you can hit the friend's grab before the trance is ready for Aid. And Kodak coming out with that pick onto Roki means they lose half their sustained healing. The fight is basically over in that moment. In this mirror matchup of 3-3, insanely sustainable comp with high damage output on the tanks. That's why it's triple support, right? Tanks do a lot of damage. They've got high health pools. Supports do a lot of healing. That's why this is the meta. But when half your healing is gone because Kodak gets that headshot, it's all over. He hits it right before the trance is able to save him. And then the Reign does it again. 2 different types of double caps. The first time with a massive ult lead. This time, they're able to do it with a single pick from the Stars and Yada player Kodak. So now, with a Defiant, this is what I was talking about. If you get the double cap, you could take a risk here.
Yep.
You could change it up.
They're
you
gonna
can
try
put
it
the
again.
Bastion, and this is very difficult to break. And if the Defiant do not run 3-3 and scout this late, they are going to be in big trouble because this is 1 minute at a time we're talking about. This is not a normal attack.
Here we go. Making it happen again. We saw Defiant struggle against this the first time out. It feels like that was another series now.
I know.
We're so far in to Horizon. 6 points capped for Reign. Defiant going to be trying to match them.
Correct composition here for the Defiant. They identified this early. You can see it's already scouted out by Roki. Will they stay? They have to make the decision now. They're going to swap.
Okay. It's going to be precious time drained away from them. Let's see what they want to go for.
He's looking for the Moira here. That's exactly how they dealt with it last time with the Coalescence bursting down Defran. He's immobile when he's in that turret form.
It's a very fast building ultimate, but they only have 34 seconds.
Ooh,
Move
look
over
at
to the
Dako.
side, looking to get somebody taken down there. Ivy going to be isolated for a moment, and we'll get
They do it.
up. Dako playing on the low ground, pocketed by the Mercy, manages to find the pick. Now it's just 20 seconds remaining. Atlanta Reign starting things off fantastically.
If anybody dies, it's over. Defiant cannot be staggered here. They're still going to have one shot. Envy's going to have to stay far forward because he's going to be the one who has to tag the point, or Roki, one of the two, but only 11 seconds left. This map looks very over.
8
Dako
seconds.
again for the disruption.
Gotta get there. Yep, disrupts some, pushes them to the side. They have to go straight in for the point, but Roki
Envy!
taken down. Can they tag in? Envy does manage to make it in time. They're over here onto the point, but the Fran is set up with a turret, ready to go. Envy popped out in layer, manages to find the kill. The Riptire coming through, drops it in, double over to him. Yakpung and Aid taken down. Now it's gonna be the cleanup. Atlanta Reign taking the lead in this series. Double overtime. They finally close out Horizon.
It doesn't get flashier than this, Achilles. What a map. So many different styles, and they are able to make it work. I'm speechless. 2 double caps in a Horizon map with 1 minute on the clock.
Fantastically done. They lead. Can they close it out? We'll find out. We come back for Escort.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Atlanta Reign taking the lead here in this series. 2-1 after double OT on Horizon Lunar Colony. They were able to close it out on the back of that very interesting composition. The Bastion coming through with the Widowmaker. Then the swap over onto the Junkrat as well for that Riptire right at the end to finish in style. Fantastically done by them.
2 1-minute overtime caps, double caps, mind you, on top of that. And Kodak just getting that pick that they needed there. I mean, the Reign just seem like they are rising to the top right now of everyone's minds. They've got famous player Defiant, who's showing multiple different weird heroes, the Torbjorn, the Bastion. They've shown multiple composition, diversity. It's this is the team to watch right now if you want to have a fun match.
Well, speaking of Kodak, great, really good performance. Busan at the start of the day, a little bit rough for him, but really making up for that in that last map. But Dogman will be stepping back through to potentially close out this series, and we will be seeing Urster again as Inlayer will be stepping back.
With Urster subbing in for Inlayer, makes me feel like we're less likely to see any sort of Widow shenanigans here on Dorado as we head into our 4th and potentially final map right now. So looking like they want to bolster the 3-3 straight up. That's why they bring Urster back and they keep the Urster Brigida with the Dako Diva. So running more of that mirror matchup here. You know, it's hard to say who really is ahead when it's straight 3-3 versus 3-3, because both teams have had their moments. This is going to be a fiery map to end it all. I don't think we can expect by any means that we'll see Defiant run any hit scan here, any long distance damage. I think it's just going to be a mirror.
Yeah, highly unlikely to see that, so could just be that 3-3 getting ready to come through again. But Defiant, no stranger to these pressure situations. They got that reverse sweep in their first series versus the Houston Outlaws. Not quite in that territory as they were able to get the win on Busan, but they can close out here on Dorado, extend us into that 5th and final map. They definitely still have hopes of closing this out.
Certainly.
Moving up 2-0.
You know, I mean, Defiant gonna bring out the Reinhardt Zarya 3-3 variation here. Not going to be running the Winston, which you certainly can run on this first point of Dorado, but it's risky. They just want to keep it super safe here. Going to play far forward as well. For the Reign, we will see them swap over to normal heroes. No Sombra, though, or Hanzo to scout this out, so they may get caught.
Yeah, starting to push their way forward. Should know that they're playing around the corner. Very standard spot for the defending team to try to play up. You want to have a very dominant defense. Yakfeng trying to keep that shield range, trying to keep everybody protected as they're into the house here.
The problem is they can't actually leave the house, so the Reign are going to get a free push around. Now they take the long way around.
Yeah.
But that means they have to back off, and this is a huge win for the Reign.
It's going to be a massive push forward here from Defiant. Going up. Bubbles ready to go. First his way up above 90 energy. Trying to farm for that ult. Ivy doing a very good job so far at the beginning, at least, as he approaches 50%.
Yeah, we're going to see Defiant take the wraparound here to get the high ground control. He knows he's behind in terms of ult charge here, but they can collapse in with a good speed boost from Masa. Roki trying to disrupt this comp. The Lucio matchup there.
No one on the card at the moment. A lot of damage being thrown out onto Defiant here. Push forward comes through. Poco leading the charge. Masa, however, going to be taking down Ivy. Managing to find that initial hit. No Lucio means that's going to be the kite back here for Atlanta Reign as they work their way back through this underpass.
Now, Dogman holds this trance. That's going to be so critical in this upcoming fight. Probably doesn't want to really spam too many right clicks out here at risk of finding himself dying to aid, and that would mean that Defiant gets a free win in the fight. He's already got the ult, so better safe than sorry. As you can see, he's not doing it anymore. Defiant here trying to get this high ground drop off.
Shot's going to be coming down. Graviton Surge going to be locking up. The Transcendence is in from Dogman to keep everybody alive. Defiant dealing with the grab of his own now going to be online. Aid holding on to the ultimate. Shatter's going to be coming out from Yakfeng. Locks up multiple members, but they need to get the kills. Dogman will be taken down. Ivy managing to find one. Defiant going to be isolated and alone on the side. Will be burned down by Ivy. It's a final little melee hit.
I mean, look at his ult percentage. He's already 66 of another grab away here. Dogman used the trance, from his perspective, correctly to get them into a position where Defiant could actually win that fight. But Aid using his later meant that they had that extra healing. Ivy's grab was going to be more successful, and now he's going to have another one. And this is where famous Zarya Hoon would always hold, right? For those, you know, been following since the beginning of competitive Overwatch, in this choke right here is one of Zarya's best places to use a Graviton Surge. That's why they have to go around the side, knowing Ivy has all that ult charge.
Still going to be that choke at the staircase. They have to play this one very carefully as Ivy's just going to keep lobbing those right clicks in. Yakpung tagged up, armor pack keeping him safe. You can see Roki hovering on the top, looking for a way to disrupt them. Bomb comes in to try to open things up. Dako going to be taking another grab, finds them as he's just trying to get back into the mech. We did Shatter coming down, locks up a few here into the back line, and Roki will be finished off. The search finds a kill, not a friend. Getting stellar, Yakpung taken down. Ivy, Defriend gets himself a triple kill as they finally break this defense from the Defiant. Wipe comes in, a minute and 10 remaining, but that is going to be A over to Atlanta.
And this is a really huge moment. Sure, the time bank isn't incredible, but the fact that they were able to win this fight despite Toronto having the ult stacked against them and positional advantages there is huge. The Reign taking the left side approach, even though, as you say, they still had to go through that choke, that was definitely the right move. Good adaptation there. And it gets them this A. Here's the contest, though.
Yep, grab right here into the face of the team. Poco finds a nice charge as Roki gets taken down. Now no main take. Poco gets that fire strike onto Ivy. It's going to be another back-to-back team wipe here for Atlanta as they get the completion.
Yeah, that was basically Defiant just trying to buy a few seconds there. They also forced out the grab from Defriend. Had he held that, you know, you'd feel pretty bad for the Defiant actually on that hold. But either way, they got a grab and a few more seconds off of the clock. So, you know, an easy fight win for Atlanta Reign with the old advantage they had, but it's a slightly less advantageous position now with the missing grab. Dogman, again, trying to get into aggressive positions at Zenyatta. He does have high deaths for this, but sometimes it works out for him in terms of final blows. He's top 3.
Yep, push forward here from Defiant. Shadow's going to be out from Yakpung. Doesn't find too much of the Transcendence from Dogman. Will deny away any of those kills. Now, they answer back as Roki gets picked off. Dako, bomb up over the top, manages to find Ivy. Transcendence going to be committed here by Aid. Goes for it, and as soon as it expires, Dako just runs him over. Another near wipe here. Defiant, they need to stabilize.
Yeah, they were definitely coming in a little bit sloppy there with their formation, kind of getting spread and split apart there. And then you see Dogman coming with his Transcendent being way better. Aid wastes his, unfortunately. So this is a great spot for the Reign because Defriend's about to have that grab online. Aid's way too far away. They have high ground control too. Like, this is worst case scenario for Toronto right now.
Yep, minute and 50 seconds remaining here as they roll the cart right in front of B. Aid getting tagged up, goes low. He'll be able to survive. Spamming away in that back line, trying to get some shots here on the Dako as he plays around that high ground. Bomb gonna be dumped in. NB looking for a pick, not gonna be able to find it. Puts it back into the mech safely. Shatters out from Yakpung. Pitches a few. Dogman in the back. A sliver of HP remaining. The boot comes from Yakpung, trying to stay alive. Grab comes in, locks up two. The pin is there. Ivy's dead. And it's looking like another wipe here at the hands of the Atlanta Reign as they roll their way into B.
In terms of damage output right now, Dako sits at 8,200 to NB's 4,800. He's did way more damage. He's had this high ground controlled throughout this entire attack. Everyone was super low there. NB tossed out his mech there to try to get kills. It didn't work, but it was also because he was getting low and he wanted to remech. And Atlanta Reign, in that one moment, just collapse in, get the team fight win. When Aid didn't have trance, he does now, but it's another free push. Very systematic what we're seeing from the Reign.
Toronto pushing their way up, trying to contest this. Cart just now really moving its way in for the final stretch. Those precious seconds drained away as the cart gets ready to roll. Shadow's gonna come out. Popo finds him in the back line. Aid gonna get pinned with the Transcendence online. The sound barrier not gonna do anything to save that Zenyatta. And now Yakpung picked off by Defriend. Continue to advance. Defriend gets a double kill. Taking down Ivy with a melee hit. Now Envy gonna get popped out. They halt the cart for just a couple seconds realistically. But Atlanta Reign can now start storming forward.
Dako is just absolutely crushing in the Diva matchup right now. He is dominating that in that regard, and Envy's having a lot of trouble mitigating the damage. Ivy's got a grab, as mentioned. But look at Dako. He's positioned to try to grab it here and do massive damage. Look at the boost in. Very patient, though, from Ivy. Does not toss it out early.
Yep, just zipping around the side. Defriend, though, will go ahead and use his grab. You know, energy's not that high, but it doesn't matter. Popo goes forward, gets the kill on the Stellar. Grab coming down, locks him off the bomb. Going right into the front, not gonna find any picks, and Dako gets himself a double kill. The cart gonna keep advancing, Shatter coming around, not gonna find the catch. Into the corner was Ivy, but he still gets taken down, so tries to push back out. 1 minute, 8 seconds remaining as they roll through into C. Atlanta Reign, they find completion here on Dorado.
Gotta say, this is the first time that we've seen the Defiant look a little bit shaky, perhaps emotional, perhaps nervous again since that first series against Houston. It starts to feel like they have lost momentum.
Started things off very nicely. Let's see if they can stabilize when we come back for the second half of Dorado. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Atlanta Reign able to get completion on Dorado with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining. Toronto Defiant going to be looking to exceed that, try to tie up this series again and force us to a 5th and final map.
It's going to have to be, I mean, the problem that I see with the Defiant here is we're starting to see small mistakes start to stack up. And the Atlanta Reign have already shown us on attack even that they have a better understanding of how to utilize high ground, and that's through Dako most of the time, but Defiant is able to always, even though sometimes he could get more right-click damage done, he spends his time going up to the high ground. Defiant now have to attack into this high ground position where it's just default given to the Atlanta Reign. Given that they've done so much better in this first point, I don't know if Toronto can really come up ult advantaged here as we move into the fountain area.
We'll find out. Defiant here onto the high ground so far. Will drop down with the rest of his squad, pushing forward, trying to get that energy built up. Back up over the top. Popo here on the front lines, getting tagged up. Yakpunk trying to push forward, trying to get a punish there onto the enemy Reinhardt. Unable to find it, but it will just be the kite back into the marketplace here for Atlanta Reign. Not going to be overzealous, playing safe.
Yes, Defiant.
Wrap around though.
Again with the wraparound on the high ground, he's going to look for some big energy damage done from behind. Look at how Defiant has kind of been ping-ponged back and forth here. They're losing time as a result. And here they go, coming through, once again dropping down.
Yep, the drop down. For the pick off.
Roki
in a really awkward spot, but self-safe. Rejoins in with the rest of the squad. Stun there. Popo so very low, but cannot capitalize on that kill. Ivy going to be taken down. Exchange on the Zarya so far. And he follows up into the back. Roki looking for that displacement, but he's going to get stunned. Urster will find the kill. Transcendence out from Dogman, just keeping everybody topped up as they go ahead and maintain control of the cart. Only going just a little bit past this underpass.
Yep. This fight done all completely without Defiant on the Zarya. He's way far away, just trying to get some right-click damage done. Very impressive stuff here for the Reign so far, and Defiant, it's looking like they may just be fully held here. If they can't break through with this push when they have both support ultimates, that is their best opportunity. Positional disadvantage with the high ground, but they're going to need these ultimates to get in and onto the point. There's the rally.
Yep, rally starts things off. Bomb going to be coming out. Gonna zone them back. Transcendence in from 8. Pushes back around the corner. Just barely manages to keep the Yakpung alive. Shatter is out. Locks up Envy. The Graviton Surge really stops him from getting on top of that Diva mech. Graviton Surge answering Stellar and Envy both going to be taken down. Envy manages to find Masa, but that's about it. Everybody else swept under the rug as Atlanta Reign maintain this chokehold on the cart.
You know, when you're at the carnival and you're trying to hit that target with the little BB gun, right? And you're missing it, but you're getting closer and closer every time. But suddenly you hear that clicking sound, you're out of ammo. That's where Defiant's at right now. They're out of ammo. They used everything here, and they just could not quite hit the mark. They have no tools left, and only really 90 seconds to break this open. It's going to have to be insanely efficient fighting from them in this, you know, low ground to high ground, where they have to spend even so many extra seconds wrapping around here every time as a result.
Well, they need to make it happen now. It's basically an OT push just about for Atlanta Reign. When they got A, let's see if Defiant can pull it off as well. Getting tagged up, Shatter gonna be coming down. Locked with a few on the side. Oh no, it's absolutely massive! Never mind! Thought he only caught a few, but he catches so very many. And Fran is there with 100 energy pushing forward to help scoop up these kills. Envy gonna be popped out of the mech. He's gonna have to go off the side of the map and reset.
Atlanta Reign has just such a good understanding of the high ground here. Defran has been a master of this, and as a result, they know where Defiant is going to be going. They're going to be going to the right side. Very predictable, very easy to set up a Shatter in that choke point. So Pokepo is just saying, look, if they're going to keep coming around this way because Defran's controlling the high ground, I know exactly where I need to toss my Shatter. He gets a 4-man. Defiant just completely blindsided. Still no support ultimates here.
See what they can do. Yeah, just going to be the rally, all that they have to work with at the moment.
Ivy's grab.
Ivy getting closer, yeah, to that grab.
That is their best shot at this. It has to be a big grab. He's got low energy after that last fight. He was killed, so it's going to be tough. 28 at the moment.
Yeah, energy dangerously low. Grab online. If Daco can take this away, you'd expect that is just going to be the end of it. 5 seconds remaining so they start pushing their way forward. No energy still. It's a bubble in onto the Reinhardt. Yakpung helping to feed that over. Grabs on Surge, comes down in response. Bombs up into the air. Looking for the pickoff. Yakpung didn't know which way to look, and he actually gets taken down. Daco managing to find the kill. This cart starts inching forward, but it's into overtime. The Defiant have to stay glued to this. They have to start pushing.
Dogman, huge line of sight here. He's doing massive damage in the back line. Yeah, that's going to be what's going to win them this map. If he can get it 5% away, they can commit back in.
Naturally here. Percentage going to be rising.
There it is.
Fastest one online. The rally's going to be outbombed. Coming through from Envy, but Ivy going to get picked off the sound barrier. A little bit too late for Roki to try to keep that Zarya alive. But we'll try to find that charge. Pick himself way off to the side. Now going to be looking to rejoin. Fire Strike. Looking for that hit. Yakpung going to be eliminated. Envy nearly burned out of the mech, getting closer and closer. Seems like they will be able to find it as Defran comes back in with the trace of the pulse bomb. Nearly going to be built up. In on top of 8. He's getting close to that Transcendence, but he's not going to be able to build it up in time. The pulse bomb comes through. Stellar says goodnight. Atlanta Reign pull off a massive defense here. A full hold on Dorado to close out the series in style. 3-1.
There were some falters on Busan, but otherwise this team comes up big. They come up clutch with so many different compositions. And they hold there on Dorado, understanding high and low ground. Defran, somebody everyone had their eyes on coming into this series, a bit of a controversial figure. Will he come up big, or is he going to flop when he joins Overwatch League? The answer so far is with this squad, he keeps them happy, the energy is high, the coordination is good, and Atlanta Reign is definitely one of the teams to watch out for here in Stage 1.
Absolutely, a very good start for the Toronto Defiant. Ivy, fantastic performance here today compared to the first day out when they played against the Houston Outlaws, so can feel good about that improvement. Clearly the foundation is laid for this squad, but they just need to work on it. They need to build a little bit more to truly be competitive here in the 2019 season. But guys, let's go ahead and throw down to Mika, who's on the floor with Dogman, who still doesn't have a bowl cut.
Thanks, guys. I am here with bowl cutless Dogman, apparently. And give it up for Atlanta Reign and Dogman, everybody. So we can clearly hear that you have a crazy fan base. You're probably one of the most popular expansion teams so far with a very loud and cheering fan base. So does that hype really help you while you're up there on stage, knowing that they're cheering for you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we have guys at watch parties in Atlanta helping us out and giving us some of their energy. And especially tonight, I even started cheer for our hashtag Let It Rain. So it's been great. It's been wonderful, the energy and everything that Atlanta Reign has given us.
Awesome, and keep that energy going so they can keep fighting, everybody. And one more question. I want to know, the people want to know, I've been seeing it going around Twitter. We've been seeing you a lot on Zen lately. We want to know, where do you rank yourself in the Zens in the league?
I don't necessarily think I'm a top Zen yet. I just think that I have time to grow, and I hope that this season I can become one of the best, and that's my goal. So hopefully we can get there at the end of the season.
Absolutely, positivity. I love it. I absolutely love it. We'll give it up for Dogman one more time, guys. We're going to throw it back to you in the caster's booth.
Thank you, Mika. Good to hear from Dogman there. I give him some shade for the lack of the bowl cut, but fantastic performance on the Zenyatta here today.
He looked really good. I love that humble attitude as well for a new player to the Overwatch League, saying, you know, I think I have a lot of time to grow. I'm not one of the best Zenyatas yet, but he's working on it. And that's the kind of attitude that you see in top players that grow very, very quickly, is always striving to improve. And I love to see it.
Yep, fantastically done from him and from the Atlanta Reign in general. Everybody performing well. The substitutions coming in and out was just overall a very good job by them. But guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the player of the match presented by Omen by HP. See who it's gonna be, and it's gonna be Popo.
Yeah,
Coming up big.
He had some big moments on Orisa here, obviously on Horizon, but it was the shatters, I think, that really set him apart. He's able to halt everyone off the side after the ice wall comes through that halt with the ice wall, pulling Yakpung off to the ground, making him miss his shatter. It's these small plays, I think, combined with the big shatters, with the shatter blocks that make him, you know, what really is the glue that holds Atlanta Reign together, especially when they're running 3-3 mirror. Very well played.
Yeah, fantastically done. Taking a look at his stats. 82 eliminations, 22 deaths, and that is a lot of damage for Reinhardt.
And he nearly gets to 1 elim per shatter. If you could get to that stat, you are like the best Reinhardt in the world, right? Because if you're every single time you press shatter, you're averaging 1 kill. That means you're making, 6v5 fights happen. And that is, sometimes you see the big shatter that gets 4 and then the fight just gets out of control.
Yeah.
That can happen, but most of the time, you're just looking for that 1 kill. You're looking for that 1 pick.
Yeah, just, don't feel bad about solo shattering guys in your games back home on the ladder. Sometimes you really just got to isolate somebody and take them down. But this is a fantastic start for Atlanta so far. 2-1 record here at the moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings. Still out in front is going to be the Spark, but Reign currently sitting in 3rd place.
Yeah, their win over the Mayhem with the 4-0 puts their map differential really high as well, and their chances of making playoffs at the moment look very, very good. We're going to take a look at their schedule as well, so you can kind of follow along as to what their next opponents will be.
Yeah, you can see right here, already been through Mayhem and Fusion, nearly getting that win in that game 5, but Eternal, Gladiators, Hunters, and Outlaws. I mean, really, Eternal and Gladiators, maybe the 2 teams that you're most worried about. Hunters have been a little hit or miss so far with that 1-1.
I think if you beat Eternal, who's, heralded as one of the better 3-3 teams, if you could beat them in that mirror matchup, I think playoffs is yours, right? They lose it, then they got to stabilize against Gladiators, and Hunters and Outlaws look like pretty easy opponents for them to round it out.
Yeah, especially given the performance that we saw from them today, the diversity in the compositions, bringing out that Bastion and finding success with it alongside the May. Really great stuff, so Atlanta setting themselves up for some success. We'll have to go ahead and keep a very close eye on them as we get ready to move forward. But speaking of moving forward, this is just the start of the day, guys. We have plenty more Overwatch coming at you. It's going to be New York Excelsior going up against the home crowd LA Valiant in just a few, so don't go anywhere. There's plenty more Overwatch League coming up.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered.